Well, let's get back to the action. Jack Massey and Mitch Mitchell await us in this next fight. And here's our MC, Michael Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, contest number 10 via Matchroom, Fight Pass and 666Bet, our sponsors. Cruiserweight division time. Please welcome Mitch Mitchell and Jack Massey.
Jack Massey and Mitch Mitchell, 6 3-minute rounds at Cruiserweight. There's Mitch Mitchell. Mad Mitch, 26 years old, 5 wins, 24 defeats and 1 draw. One of Carl Greaves' men, very tough fighter Mitchell, just 4 stoppage defeats in those 24 fights. He's giving away some weight here tonight as well. Has come in at 13 stone 5. This is 11th fight of the year, trained by former British, Commonwealth and European super bantamweight champion Ishan Pickering, who's recently actually made a comeback. And Jack Massey, 21 years old, has brought enormous support from Chapel Endlethrim. Trained by Bobby Rimmer, 5 fights, 5 wins, ABA champion in 2013. One of your teammates again, Ryan.
Well, I like him even more now because I think he's in Blackpool colours there. Bit of tangerine, so that's always nice to see. He's a great fighter. If I'm honest, I've seen him flop a few people in the gym sparring, and he can whack a bit. He really can punch. But I have also seen the lad he's fighting a couple of times, and he's really tough and durable. So he's got the makings of a great fight.
Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red coloured shorts trimmed with black and white. At the weighing he scale, 13 stone, 5 pounds, 2 ounces. Tonight he's taking part in his 31st professional contest. Please welcome to Manchester, he hails from Lincoln, Mitch Mitchell. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the grey coloured shorts trimmed with orange and blue. At the weighing he scale, 14 stone, 1 pound, 10 ounces. His perfect record this evening reads 5 contests, 5 wins. 2 of those wins coming by way of knockouts. Presenting the undefeated young man from Chapel Endlethrim, here is Jack Massey. Timekeeper at the bell, Burnley's Gary Brennan. Referee in charge of the action, Manchester's Alvin Finch. 6 3-minute rounds.
Well, Massey with enormous support, as you can hear, just echoing around us. The Victoria Warehouse absolutely full. So many tickets have been sold for this one. Massey has played his part as well. And what interests me here, Brian, is that he's growing in weight, isn't he? 14 stone 1 for this fight. He was 196 for his last fight. Prior to that, low 190s. He knew that he had to put on a bit of weight and strength, and he's obviously doing it.
Seconds out. He is, yeah, and I think Jack Massey is still growing. He's only a young lad, so I think he's going to grow into a real... I mean, he's a big lad now. He's going to go into a bigger lad. He punches hard now, which means he's going to be punching even harder when he moves up in weight.
His last 2 fights have been on Scott Quigg undercards, Jamoy and Munyai, both at the Manchester Arena, against Danny Fleary and Moses Matuvu. Fleary was a close fight, actually. Got that by just a point. He gave away some weight in that one and said that he felt it.
I was at that fight and he learned so much from that fight because he was hurt. I think he was hurt in the 2nd or 3rd round, and he showed character and came back, and he needed to win the last round to win the fight, and he came out and won the last round and won the fight. So it showed character and showed what he was about.
Made his debut against Jody Michael last July, stopped Jody Michael, who's now since retired. A few notable names from the boxing scene have disappeared in the last year or so. Johnny Greaves, Max Maxwell, Jody Michael, staples of cards up and down the country.
That Max Maxwell gives shivers up my spine.
You know him only too well, don't you? 3 consecutive wins he finished off with, Max Maxwell. Massey with the height advantage. Massey's been sparring Matty Askin in the build-up to this fight and was telling me that He held his own over Mackenzie, the British champion, and Askin are fighting for the Commonwealth Cruiserweight title next week. Bellew and Cleverly, of course, on Sky box office on the 22nd of November. Lots of good fighters in this division, though. John Lewis Dickinson dethroned by Mackenzie. Stephen Simmons.
Oh, lovely left hook. Brilliant.
Puts Mitchell down. 4, 5, 6, 7. And Mitchell looks like he's going to be okay. Just has his gloves wiped down by the referee. And Massey now will look to try and close in. 40-odd seconds remaining in this round. It was a good solid punch that put Mitchell down. He doesn't seem to be particularly hurt.
It was a lovely left hook. He's just letting him off the hook a little bit here. I think he should have put it on him straight away because he was definitely hurt from the shot.
Just trying to be patient maybe and wait for that opening, but it did present itself, and as you say, he didn't really try and force it into the last 10 seconds of the round.
So he's not using that jab now. I think he's going to start loading up. He needs to start throwing that jab and just get back to basics.
Let's have a look at that knockdown if we can.
There it is. Lovely left hook inside.
Followed it up with the right hand, which just missed because he was on his way to the canvasser. Mitchell had a little bit of success of his own there, but he just covered up nicely. Threw the left hook from a good, set, solid position.
I do know Jack throws really nice left hooks to the body, and he throws the left hook really well anyway. So it's probably always the shot that he's going to get them with.
He's had a few little injury problems, a shoulder problem. He'd have liked to have fought more this year. 5 months out between those two fights against Fleury and Matuba, I beg your pardon. Was planning to fight 8 times this year. This is just his 3rd fight. Hoping to get out one more time.
He's always in the gym and always fit and ready. So if a fight was thrown at him with a couple of weeks' notice, he'd always be ready for that.
Mitchell just trying to launch a massive overhand right, which was caught mainly by the shoulder of Massey.
I think Jack needs to be busier. To come out this round and thrown a couple of jabs. He needs to really put it on this kid because there's no doubt he hurt in that last round. Just spoil it a little bit, getting too close.
Massey just trying to pump out that jab.
Mitchell's trying to smother Jack's work a little bit, not letting him work along range. He's obviously been caught with that left hook and doesn't want to get caught with it again.
He's just walking forward, isn't he, and just ending up with the head on the shoulder as soon as Massey tries to find any kind of range, find that correct distance. And there again, just throws the right hand and just follows it in straight in behind it. So it's a Hopkins manoeuvre, isn't it, really? Because you can't counter it. You just throw the punch, follow it in.
It is. It's a clever move for someone that's trying to get through a fight. Whereas Jack Massey probably wants to stand and have a good fight. Whereas Mitchell obviously trying to win the fight, but also trying to get through the fight. I think Massey just needs to use his feet to get him out of range as he comes in. So as Mitchell comes in to hold, Jack Massey just take that little step back. Loading up a little bit as well, Jack, now. I think he's getting left up mad.
Right hand came in there from Mitchell as he was on the front foot. Nice rivalry developing as well with another young Manchester cruiserweight, Sam Hyde. He's very early in his professional career. That's a fight that could be very interesting down the line.
I think they fought as amateurs, didn't they?
They did. Massey stopped Sam Hyde in the third round when they met as amateurs.
So that always adds to the rivalry.
The likes of Simon Barkley as well coming into the division. Russell Henshaw about to make his pro debut, I think, in the next couple of weeks. Touch of success there for Mitch Mitchell, not much.
Just spoiling it a little bit, making it hard for Jack. He's probably done the right thing, but it's just not good for Jack Massey. You know, I think he just was loading up a little bit that round, not busy enough, but won the round. Jack Massey's first 6 rounds, so he's probably trying to pace himself a little bit as well.
How noticeable are those kind of step-ups when you're early in your career from 4 to 6 to 8 to 10?
I think 4 to 6 isn't a massive jump, but when you go from 6 to 8, you really notice the difference. I don't know the reason for that, but you do notice a massive difference between 6 and 8 rounds. The step up is so much different. You can do so much in the gym and be as fit as you want, but if you've never done that before, you're in unknown territory. So sometimes you can be thinking 6, 7 rounds, I've got another round left.
Again, Mitchell just closes in as Massey tries to get that left hand free. Nice 1-2 there from Massey. Doubling up on the jab.
Much better, he's keeping him at range now.
Good variation there too, just whips in a left uppercut followed by a left hand then a straight right. Forcing Mitchell to concede ground and
trebling up the jab there, it was nice.
Massey bringing his extra height and weight to bear more in this second round, I think.
I think he just needs to bend his knees a little bit when he throws that left hook. He's just going over the top of Mitchell's head. I think if he just bent his knees a little bit, he'd get in with it.
Yeah, Mitchell just more than happy to move on to the inside and tie him up. His last fight, Mitchell, was last Saturday at York Hall, lost rather by a single point against Haji Sharif, which I'm told was a good old-fashioned dirty dog fight. He does like one of those, Mitch Mitchell. I think he's just a bit too wary of Massey's power here.
I think he's knocked his confidence a little bit from the start, being dropped with that left hook. It's not a nice feeling, you know you've got another 5 rounds of that, so I think that dented his confidence, and that's why he's holding and spoiling this fight a little bit. I think we'd have seen a better Mitchell if he hadn't been dropped with that left hook. That's right, and
tried to work off that jab again, and Mitchell.
He's just got one to the body as well. Noticed Mitchell's hands are really high and so open to the body.
Times managing to punch through the guard with that right hand, so although they are being caught on the gloves, 2 or 3 of them have had an effect. That was a nice straight left hand there too.
Yeah, he punches really hard, so the punch is going to get through Mitchell's guard.
Seconds out, round 4.
Into the second half of this fight, scheduled for 6 between Jack Massey in the silver, orange and blue, and Mitch Mitchell in the red and white. Brian Rose alongside me on commentary duty. This second Matchroom Fight Pass, this in association with Steve Wood, VIP Promotions, the Victoria Warehouse in Manchester, and a really good venue for boxing it's proving to be. Just round the corner from Old Trafford, absolutely packed to the rafters.
I think Matchroom Fight Pass is a great idea because the fighters that don't make it on Sky Sports coming through as youngsters are getting a little bit of coverage and a bit of publicity, and that's what it's about with these young fighters. I never had it when I turned professional. I was fighting on these small hall shows that weren't televised, and sometimes a little bit discouraging, but you're seeing these lads getting publicity, it's good to see.
Well, I've spoken to a lot of them in the last couple of weeks, and they've all been very keen to talk, very keen to tell their story.
Yeah, we all love a good interview.
A couple of nice body shots were let go there by Massey. Pretty much on the borderline, but I thought they were...
Just getting a bit of a telling off now, Mitchell, for holding.
Yep, the referee just stepping in and
rightly so,
warning him for holding on just too much. Good power there from Massey as he pinned Mitchell back on the ropes, and he's starting to really dominate now. Massey, he's been in control of this fight all the way through, right from the off really, but now he's beginning to bully Mitchell a bit, and really there's not a lot more Mitch Mitchell can do than what he's doing at the moment, and if the referee takes that kind of ability away from him, if you like, I wonder where he goes.
Exactly, he looks tired, so that's why he's holding on. So if he's not holding on and he's tired, he's going to get knocked out. So he's in a bit of a bad position now, Mitchell. And Jack Massey's in a great position. It's hard for me this because I'd usually be ringside screaming for Jack Massey.
Decent looking left hook that from Mitchell.
It was a good left hook, very lazy left hook.
Mitchell again just managing to negotiate his way onto the inside.
I think if Jack just ups the tempo a little bit here, I know it's hard for him because Mitchell's holding on, but if he ups the tempo, he could force a stoppage.
Turned his man nicely there, just throwing Mitchell into the ropes, and then Mitchell managed to do the same thing, and the referee having a slight word there. I'm not sure that was really necessary. They both pulled off exactly the same kind of manoeuvre straight after each other.
Like you said, there's not much more Mitchell can do, so he is holding on, but I think sometimes the ref has to let it, brush it aside, because otherwise it'll ruin the fight. I wouldn't like to see anyone get disqualified unless they really deserved it.
Mitchell just had his glove trapped underneath Massey's left arm there as well on the blind side of the referee, and it's hard work this for Mitch Mitchell. Up in his corner away to our left hand side, he certainly doesn't lack any kind of fighting heart, and Bobby Rimmer having a conversation with Massey over there. How is he in the corner, Bobby Rimmer? Always nice and calm?
He's really, really calm. Unless you're doing something wrong, obviously you get shouted at, but it's different with all of us. I don't like being shouted at, so no matter if I'm doing it wrong, he'll word it right so that he's not shouting at me. Whereas Jack Massey is probably slapping him round the face because he'll treat him differently to how he treats me. That's what makes it great training. He knows how to treat each lad individually. And he won't be happy with Jack because I don't think his jacket fits him and he's not zipped it up. So he won't be happy with Jack Massey anyway because he's not zipped his jacket up.
Massey again starting around with real intent, but Mitchell gives him one round the back of the head there. And that doesn't go down very well with the crowd at all. The referee resists the temptation to take the point. Massey had turned his back and was facing out of the ring, but Mitchell shouldn't have let that one go, really.
No, of all the times he's warned him for holding, maybe he should have pulled him on that one.
Good right to the body.
Just spoiling the fight a little bit, Mitchell. Oh, nice left hook.
That was a really good left hand, that kind of 45-degree punch.
Almost a screw shot, left hook.
Stepping in behind that jab that time as well, really putting the weight behind it. Doubled up on it, and then Mitchell just managed to dip and get away from the right hand. Good, worthwhile exercise this for Jack Massey, that's for sure. And cruiserweight's not actually the easiest division to bring fighters along in. He's already been in, I think, with Moses Matuvu, and there's a leap to be made at some point, and it's just a question of when you make it.
Of course, he boxed really well against Moses. Nearly forced a stoppage there. I think if it had been any more than 4 rounds, he definitely would have stopped him. He boxed really well. I think this fight's been a little bit frustrating for him because of the way Mitchell's boxing. He's just looking to hold. Lovely body shots going in there though by Jack. He's giving himself distance now, Jack, and I think that's what's helping this round.
Again, a good solid right hand. The gloves were high, but
falls in though. Jack threw that right hand and then fell in. He should have carried on throwing punches. Put 3 and 4 shots together.
Well, the referee's taking a point away from Mitch Mitchell here, and the crowd are booing him, and I do have some sympathy for Mitchell because the referee here is just applying the letter of the law, and I understand that, but at the same time, I absolutely believe Mitch Mitchell is doing his best in there.
He is.
This is hard-earned money for him.
You're right, but rules are rules, but at the same time, where'd you go with it? You know, he's giving it a go. It's not like he's just holding. He's giving it a go. He's throwing punches on the odd occasion. So it's very hard. He should have been warned for that. He should have been warned for the holding.
That was a good example there. He led with the jab, then a nice 1-2, and as he moved in, then just covered up himself and took half a step back rather than keeping on throwing punches.
He did, and he's almost fallen in, Jack, as well, so sometimes it's not Mitchell's fault that he is holding. Jack Massey's falling in, so Mitchell's grabbing hold of him.
Seconds out for the 6th and final round.
Well, as you just heard, 6th and final round, Jack Massey and Mitch Mitchell at cruiserweight.
See what Mitchell did there would be what any professional boxer would do. You know, he's grabbed hold of him, turned him on the ropes, and the ref hasn't had to split him. That's what he's done most of the time.
Well, he's just got under 2.5 minutes to go, Mitch Mitchell, before he hears the final bell, and it's been
holding a little bit there.
As I said, it's been money hard earned, this. Well, he's hanging on for dear life there, and he just catches a cupping right hand from Massey. He manages to work his arms free. Nice jab.
Nice right.
Mitchell, again, just wandering in with his arms open, like he's trying to embrace an old friend, and catches the right hand there from Massey. And if Massey, as you've been saying really, Brian, in the last 2 or 3 rounds, if he can really put his foot down in the last 90 seconds or so here, Mitchell looks very, very weary.
He is very tired, but again, I think it's frustrating for Jack because he knows he can knock these sort of people out, but he's finding it very hard because he is holding and he's messing, but he'll learn a lot from this, going the distance, doing the full 6 rounds.
Well, the referee giving him a final warning, maybe. I think that if he does it again, he's going to disqualify him.
There's a minute left in the round. There's no need to disqualify him. Let him get through the fight, or let him get stopped. You know, I don't think there's any need to disqualify him if he does.
And just throwing his arms wide there, Mitchell, to try and make it look as though he wasn't trying to come in and hold, but that was almost an old Sam Solomon trick. You just wander in, hold, and then let go. Throwing a couple more punches now. Short left hand just got through there from Massey. And another one.
Nothing left. Mitchell's legs, he's so tired and weary. He's done really well to get through this full 6 rounds.
Massey still stalking him. Nice left to the body. Just barrels him back onto the ropes. Blink of the eye there from Mitchell.
Hurt him to the body there. If he puts it on him, he's got 20 seconds to do it.
Just a bit of tape trailing from the left glove of Jack Massey. The referee could get that sorted out. There's only a few seconds to go, though. He's going to let this go until the end. And Mitchell, I think, is just about going to make it. He's nearly ashore. Jack Massey fans, and there are plenty of them screaming for him to try and finish it, but the final bell goes, and that was a good learning fight again there for Jack Massey. And Mitchell deserves every credit for getting through to the end of it. Look at him there. He's
Jack Massey goes to my gym, and I wouldn't have liked to see that boy get stopped there because he boxed his heart out. I think him getting the 2 points took off him was a bit harsh. He was holding, but sometimes you just got to let it slip. Massive learning fight for Jack Massey. Like I say, he knows he can knock people like that out. When he hit Mitchell, he hurt him, but just found it hard because Mitchell kept grabbing hold of him. But he'll learn from that, Jack, and he'll give himself more distance in the fights where he's being held. So another win for Jack Massey, and on to titles next year.
60 points to 51 points for your winner, still undefeated in 6 professional contests from Chapel, Jack Massey.
A convincing win for Jack Massey and a good performance. Credit to Mitchell. He put his heart and soul into that. And Jack Massey just posing for the photos, and he will now step between the ropes and very shortly will be ringside with Sophia.
Jack, congratulations, you remain unbeaten. It's a sick pro fight. You were in control the whole time, but it must have been a frustrating fight for you with the grabbing on hold.
Yeah, he was awkward, he was holding on. You know, I was trying to let my shots go off inside and he was just holding me, bear hugging me. There's nothing I could really do, but...
You get the win under your belt. You've only fought 3 times this year due to injury. Are the injuries past you now?
Yeah, totally past me. I injured my arm. It's totally gone now. I've been seeing a physio and everything, so spot on.
Your promoter Steve thinks you're going to be the future of cruiserweight division. Are you confident that will be out?
Yeah, very confident. Really.
Well done. Thanks a lot.